Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Utopia News Warcast. This is your host, Wind. It's June 7th, year 6, age 94, age of ascent. Again, this is your host, Wind, as we're going to jump into our usual Warcast programming and check out all the wars currently in progress. Alright, there's our lovely splash screen for YouTube showing we are actually going right now. Let's take a second and check out the MUGA store though. They put a lot of work into it. I mean, there's some cool products on there. Anyone that wants to support the game, grab some cool swag with MUGA generals, that is Utopia, or even Genesis logos and stuff like that on it. Be sure to check that out at the store. Also, don't forget about the forums. Lots of cool stuff always happening, being posted in the forums. Some players only communicate that way and do not use Discord actually. But there is also a Genesis coming out apparently very soon. More details on that to come, but we're looking at something like a 24 to 36 hour game where we're testing the Great Utopian War mechanics ahead of time before the Great Utopian War is actually released, and that is definitely coming soon. All we know is there's going to be 5-minute ticks in this upcoming Genesis and the length of it. So hopefully that gets going soon. Let's take a look at yeah, of course, this is KAGGES Utopia tools. Awesome elite calculator, province parser, kingdom parser, and a province news parser as well. So there's some cool stuff in here that you guys should definitely check out. Just wanted to shout out to GIMS. Awesome blue theme again. I love it a lot. Looks really cool. This is all I'm going to show you of my stuff, just so you can't see my actual province and whatnot. But without further ado, let's dive into what we all came here for, and that is the wars. Take a look at the live stream here. Awesome. Alright, wars currently in progress. Here we are. Looks like there's actually quite a few wars in progress. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21 wars in progress, but likely, you know, this one's probably done. Probably a few of these other ones are done as well. That's usually the case. Not too many wars are going past min time at this time, or more than a couple days past min time, that's for sure. 8 days, this one might even be close to their end of war ceasefire even. But let's take a look and see what's going on. First things first, though, let's take a look at the top kingdoms here. The Shadow Rising. I mean, this is obviously MA. I mean, we've seen this banner before. We've seen this name before. We've seen this plate before. I mean, this has got to be them. Milkmen, Screwbloods, Merciless. Lots of people tagged right now. Happy Easter Day, Unnamed Kingdom movie quotes. We Beep and Hurt, Syndicate, and Corsair City. There's a lot of well-known names at the top there that we recognize. It doesn't look like too many people are going to be able to catch up to Shadow Rising. Merciless has a nice little growth spurt going on here. Same with Screwbloods after their victory, probably in their last war as a result of their tagging. But we'll definitely look into that, as their war is likely going to be looked at tonight. So let's take a look at and see what's going on the honor side of things though. Top 10, everyone's kind of close together. Merciless currently at the top, just barely above Screwbloods after their both had victories in their most recent wars. Pretty much the same. Deep Fried Combat Chicken and Sway salutes Carry, bringing up the last position there. But I mean, they're all very close together. The only thing that will really make a difference here is possibly those last 1 or 2 wars. You know, an end of age, last minute honor grabbing and things like that. Alright, let's look at the first war. No free ice cream versus Meathead's message for war. Looks like 3 provinces short on the Meathead's side. Congratulations, Meatheads, you definitely won. Yeah, and you did actually pretty well. Some nice convergences here by your team. I mean, you can tell when someone actually pulls it back like this, you know, and manages to maintain the upper hand here, despite having many convergence here from No Free Ice Cream. You know, they didn't want to give this away very easily. It's a very hard fought battle there on both sides. Meathead is not able to achieve convergence on the honor side of things. Leads me to believe there's, you know, a good amount of TM power going back and forth there. or maybe they just didn't really take out any provinces to really take away any of that honor. Only they would know. Great job, everyone. Let's look at the next war. We got Squid Game, and here's our Screwbloods. Alright, Screwbloods. Looks like they got a bit of an easy war here. They are 2 players up to whoever Squid Game is. Let's take a quick look at the land side of things. Well, it's obvious Screwblood won there. Okay. Let's look at the net worth side of things. Did they converge? It looks like they did actually. Squid Game did converge. They managed to converge, probably on the 3rd wave there, but it wasn't successful enough to bring themselves back. So they took a lot of damage there and weren't able to walk away with anything really at all. Looks like they lost honor and land on this one. Squid Game definitely falling prey to Screwbloods. They really took advantage of this position in this war. Great job, guys. That was yours to win, though, for sure. That was yours to win, Screwbloods. All right, let's look at the next one. Space James Webb Fan Club versus Unnamed Kingdom. Looks like no war has been equal so far. 2 provinces short on the one side here on the Space Kingdom here. Unnamed Kingdom appears to be the winner. Yeah, Unnamed Kingdom is kind of what we expected to see here. Honor side of things, there's a convergence here, 2 convergences actually. Unnamed Kingdom actually manages to take them down and walks away with a good amount of honor out of this war. Great job, Unnamed Kingdom. You definitely took advantage of this situation. Let's move on to the next one, Beaver Eater versus the Wishmasters at war. And I just wanted to actually point out to you guys that I'm actually using my new microphone right now, so I hope that actually sounds better. It's hard to say if it's how well it's working in comparison to the last one, but I'm sure it's working a lot better. So thanks to my sister and her girlfriend for hooking up this sweet Blue Yeti microphone. Seems to be working quite well, so we'll see how it goes in the future. I'm still wearing the headphones though, just to make sure that there's no strange feedback or sounds, but definitely let me know if this makes it any different for all you mobile users out there. Alright, let's look at this next war, Beaver Eater versus Wishmasters at war. Alright, let's take a look at this one. Wishmasters definitely looks like they took advantage of their position here. What do we got here? Well, Wishmasters down 1 province, and they took down a kingdom with 1 extra province quite nicely actually. Just 1 or 2 convergences here from Beaver Eater onto the Wishmasters, like right at the very beginning when the war started. Not a whole lot going on there though. It looks like Wishmasters really dominated them, took out 1 province at a time, or something to that effect. There are some very low, heavily chained provinces here, so that's kind of what I think happened, partly why they lost so much land, although on the other side, honor side of things, there wasn't much honor to be had here, and they definitely didn't walk away with a whole lot. Beaver Eater didn't really stand a chance though. There's no way they were making it above this top line here. Great job, Wishmasters. Alright, let's look at, there's a name we recognize. Zombiewood and Merry Marauders. Oh, surely they could have gone evenly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 provinces extra on Merry Marauders versus Vicious Zombiewood. We all know who Zombiewood is. Let's see what's going on in the numbers here. Wow, Zombiewood pulling back the land a little bit. We're 100 hours into this war. It looks like they're giving them a real run for their money. They were the bigger kingdom going into this war. Merry Marauders managed a convergence here, although it looks like Zombiewood pulled back, and they're currently on track to what appears to be a victory in this war. So amazing job, Zombiewood. Merry Marauders, don't know what to tell you guys. Definitely looks like you should have had this war in the bag. Again, looking at the honor side of things, it looks like a very hard-fought battle. Zombiewood firing on all cylinders, doing great job here controlling this war on the net worth as well as the honor side of things. There's some nice convergences here from Merry Marauders, but they definitely didn't have the firepower that was needed to win this war. Looks like you got a win coming your way, Vicious Zombiewood. Great work. Merry Marauders, better luck next time. Seems like you guys have had a pretty tough run this age. Feel free to reach out to me and comment on how you feel the age went for you. Definitely talk about it some more. Alright, let's look at the next one. Unnamed Kingdom versus Birds into Wars. Land side of things, birds in the wars looks like victory there. Are they even? No, they're one extra province. Again, not a single even war so far. Out of all the wars that we've looked at, we're at the 91-hour mark now for wars currently in progress. Birds in the Wars definitely took this win. Very strong performance. Almost no convergences at all on any chart for Unnamed Kingdom into Birds. So Birds very strong control of this war. Great job, guys. Let's move on to the next one. Curious Oysters. Recognize that name versus Villains. Here we go. And we've got two provinces in protection and one province on this side, so still an uneven base war. So far we haven't seen a single equal war. Wow, interesting. Okay, 83 hours, probably, no one's gonna be withdrawing anytime soon. It looks like they already did. Actually, this has actually been done for some time now, because this little spike here seems to indicate that this war is actually over. Yeah, that's kind of what this is here. So great job, Villains. It looks like either the data is a little bit skewed just because you've been in a ceasefire for so long. Definitely. Okay, so yeah, in this war, it's too bad we didn't even get to see can I actually zoom in on this thing? Yeah, you didn't actually get to see a convergence there at all. As you can see now that I zoomed in, Curious Sources was never really able to get in there and do enough damage. Looking at the honor side of things, same thing. I mean, they did gain a nice chunk of honor here, but going into this war, they didn't really, doesn't look like a whole lot happened here for anybody. I mean, very interesting, seemingly boring war. That'd be interesting to see what you guys news looked like on this one for sure. Because land wise, I mean, you got some convergences going on here, but kind of at a stalemate. No one's really able to do anything there until finally Villains takes the victory there. Great job, Villains. I'm not sure exactly what happened in this war. It's a little bit kind of unusual looking. But definitely would like to see your news on that one. Alright, great job everyone there. What do we got here? Fellowship Menace hostile versus Merciless. We know those guys from last stage. Okay, and still, Merciless up one on this one. So I guess we're expecting a win here. Yep, and as you see, Merciless dominated on the land side of things. Looking at the net worth side of things, still no convergence. I mean, it tells you how one-sided the war actually was. Merciless just pounded the crap out of these guys. I mean, they lost like quite a bit here, really quickly too. I think they probably realized their folly once they had actually taken that first wave. I mean, look at that drop there. Holy cow! That's almost 900,000 net worth missing just from the beginning. So basically almost 1 million net worth and damage done right off the bat to Fellowship from Merciless there. Tons of damage. Again, no chance at convergence here. Merciless just fully in control of this war, and they walked away like champions from it and took that first honor position now currently in the world. So great job, Merciless. You really kicked butt there. I mean, let's just look at that for a second. I mean, holy cow, the whole kingdom's pretty much destroyed, including the monarch here. And their stewards aren't exactly looking too hot right now. I mean, those numbers aren't the greatest, even though they are in a ceasefire. You'd think they'd have more elites maybe, or more thieves. Kind of tells me they probably took a bunch of damage, considering how many acres they have left in their TMs, I would imagine. These guys took a serious beating in this war. Same with this elf. If this elf was like a heretic type or a mystic or something, he's having a bad day, that's for sure. Definitely having a bad day. It looks like Merciless on their run to the top again, but they got MA to contend with, so depending what they do, they have a good chance at trying to wrestle with Mercy with MA for that last spot. at the end of the age to see if somebody can wrestle that crown from the top there. So we'll see what happens at the end of the age, and what Amoretti decides to do, and who can actually try to take that crown from them. Because as it stands now, they've pretty much got a good solid grip on the net worth and land crown. So hopefully someone else in the top 10 can make their way up there and challenge them a little bit for it. Otherwise, it'll just be an easy win for them. All right, Pirates fighting Justify Your Combo. All right, let's take a look here. Land side of things, Pirates, are you going to take this victory? Maybe. That looks like some good back and forth. Very strong looking war from both sides. Pirates starting off the smaller kingdom. Looks like they converged and maintained a nice little upper hand here. But several waves after that, it looks like they took some serious damage there. All of a sudden, not so looking so good for them. Pirates up one player as well. Let's take a quick look at the land side of things. We got some heavy chaining here on both sides, so that's probably where we're seeing such a uniform decline on both sides. But definitely Pirates taking more damage. The other team not having that extra province doesn't seem to make too much of a difference for them. Justify Your Combo seems to be doing well, but Pirates is actually taking honor. They're taking honor. They've got a little bit less land, but they've got a little bit less net worth, so they've definitely taken a good beating. But I think Pirates is still positioned well in this war. Definitely, looks like Justify is currently in control at this point, although Pirates, definitely isn't losing anything walking away from this war. If anything, they'll be gaining some nice honor and probably some land if they so choose to, leave and not conclude this war. Great job. Hope to see some conclusion to this war. Pirates have been fighting really hard. It's good to see you guys always going to war. And of course, look, BOL Rebels going to war with Ocean East stuff. 2 provinces down. All right, Rebels, we know how much you guys like war. Let's see what you got here. Wow. Okay. So Ocean East stuff really just kicked butt and took that victory and took full advantage of their position there. Ocean East stuff, you really kicked their butts. Yeah. Let's see. Avians. Yeah, it's a similar kingdom makeup. More elves on this side. Some dark elves on this side. Interesting. But no surprise that Ocean East stuff dominated here. I mean, BL Rebels didn't even have a chance to converge on honor. They converged a little bit on land, but only when they were coming back down. As you can see, Ocean East stuff walked away with some nice land and some nice honor off of this war. Just dominated in net worth overall. Great job, Ocean East stuff. Alright, let's take a look at the next one. Ghetto Nightmare versus GMO War. Nice. Finally, an even battle. Not even, actually. There's always somebody, Sky Penguin. Always somebody not 100% in there. Alright, let's see what's going on here. It looks like Ghetto Nightmare is taking a severe beating. Yep, and GMO War has actually declared victory recently. Great job, guys. Ghetto Nightmare. Looks like they really handed it to you on this one. Let's take a look at the net worth side of things. Ouch. Yeah, there's a very strong decline here from Ghetto Nightmare. I mean, GMO War is really in control of this war. Let's take a quick look at the land and see what's going on there. Yeah, as you can see, Ghetto Nightmare may have even lost a province there. This Sky Penguin could be a respawn, actually. So maybe it wasn't even war, and they actually did. The one province was killed, and then he's just come back now. Interesting. Okay. Other than that, I mean, the rest of the provinces look good, but you can tell by looking at the acre side and the damage, the net worth change, that GMO War definitely walked away with the victory on this one. Net worth shows it. Honor shows it. It's nicely done by GMO. They picked a nice target here, some with more honor, and they managed to take it away and get a nice little boost from the victory. So excellent work there. And you also did a great job taking away as much land as possible too. So well done, GMO, and well fought, Ghetto Nightmare. You would like to do your wars frequently throughout the ages, so thank you for that. There's always some good stuff to report on. You got guys like you around. Alright, Cryptids, Korsov City, we know these guys. Let's see what's going on here. And is it even an even battle? No. Yeah, but yes, at the same time, I mean, they got 2 provinces in protection. Otherwise, they are evenly matched here. Let's take a look just at the races. Ooh, lots of avians and elves versus undead. So, I mean, unless those undeads are avians, and maybe even those avians are undeads, could be a strange coincidental match. But I guess there is a lot going around, a lot of undead going around the stage. Again, Korsov City defeats cryptids just recently too. Excellent work, Korsov City. Network side of things, we see Korsov City dominating some convergences here. Very strong convergences at the very beginning of the war that pushed Korsov City ahead, and you know, they were able to maintain their dominance, no doubt due to all those avians. Kind of makes me think that Korsov City was running a very fast attack plan. Looking at this, very quickly building in those acres because they were always coming in faster and making slightly bigger, faster hits. Possibly led to the downfall here of the Cryptids army. Let's take a look at the honor side of things to see what was going on there and who walked away with what. Wow, as you can see, Cryptids didn't really stand a chance against Korsov City, although they didn't take much victory points away. You know, no more than usual anyway, but it doesn't look like they really took that much. Cryptids definitely didn't have a chance to take any of their honor away. I mean, no chance for convergence there. On the land side of things, I mean, it looks like they had a chance. They were slightly bigger for a while as well, but you know, being bigger kind of just saturates your acres and makes it easier to take advantage of your core and things like that. So taking acres early on really doesn't mean anything. If anything, means you're likely going to lose. That happens more often than not. This war's only 48 hours in, so this is a min-time victory for Korsov City. Excellent work, team of Korsov City, and well-fought Cryptids. Better luck next time. Let's check it out. Alright, we got the core versus Ghetto Paradise. What do we have here? Looks like an almost even battle. Still one short on Ghetto Paradise's side. We're just coming up to the min-time mark here. And let's take a look at what we've got. Definitely looks like no withdrawal just yet. Nice. Very good convergences here so far in this war. Excellent work. This is what I like to see. Definitely doesn't look like anyone's going to be withdrawing from this war anytime soon. Although the core looks like they had a very strong wave just now. And very strong convergences on the honor side here. Looks like for every wave. So very nicely done core. But it looks like core is actually taking an upper hand position here, because this is the greatest amount of honor that they've taken throughout the war, and it's probably due in part to all this damage they've been doing to this province especially. But we're just going to take a look at the net worth damage on this side here to see what's going on here on Ghetto Paradise. Looks like some of them seriously taking a lot of damage. You know, some chain provinces, but interesting damage on these other guys. Probably op damage, I would say. Let's take a quick look at the change on this side. Looks like, you know, probably op damage on this elf. Core mechanics was chained a little bit, so took out one of their TMs with a bunch of these orcs. So far, core is doing a great job, though. I mean, you want your orcs to be chained at the bottom and all your elves, and they still got big orcs up here at the top. So looks like, you know, they definitely have, Ghetto Paradise definitely has their work cut out for them. Although they do have their bigger provinces, likely Unbreakable, Fairy with a white lion at the top here. Possibly Mega Walmart the Elf here, also Unbreakable. Doesn't seem like they've really taken too much damage either, so lots of work still to be done. Ghetto Paradise looks like they have the cowish type province in the position to bank out and feed the rest of the kingdom, but ultimately once you lose your core, you kind of lost your feet out from under you. So no matter what, the core is doing a great job here. Great work, core in the bag, I think. Ghetto Paradise, you're going to push it back on YouTube. So some of the people currently listening on YouTube may have lost the connection there. Hard to say, but looks like I'm still broadcasting in Discord as well, so we're good there. Anyone can also join in the Discord MUGA chat area to listen in there if they're not watching on YouTube. Alright, let's go back to the war currently in progress. LS is the worst at war versus we beeping hurt. Let's take a look here. Good. Okay, even war. Nice. Okay, this guy's in protection right now, but otherwise it's a fairly even It is an even numbers war, so that's good. I like to see lots of avians on both sides, halflings, dark elves versus elves, and dwarves. Kind of a similar build here. Both of these sides are kind of doing the same setup. Dark elves looks like they're probably maybe favoring a little bit more heretic-y build, whereas these dwarfs, could very likely they're taking advantage of that BE boost as well to do some kind of base production buff and have like a very strong, hardy TM. These dwarfs could be fairies or something like that, or maybe even like halflings or something. That would be an interesting combo. But judging by their numbers on this side, they're probably like elves or something. Probably because they're using D specs. But we'd have to actually take a look at one of their provinces to see what they're up to. But without speculating too much on what the provinces actually are and what they're running, let's take a look at the numbers here on the charts. We Beep and Hurt is really packing on those acres, while LS is the worst, is just giving it away with no end in sight. Similar situation here. They saw one or two convergences here on the net worth chart side of things. LS is the worst, is kind of waiting, it looks like, for this war. We Beep and Hurt grew up slightly larger to meet them and managed to maintain that upper hand position. It doesn't look like Beep and Hurt is going to give this one away. We're only 45 hours in. Oof. But We Beep and Hurt really took away a good amount of honor here. They're doing a good amount of damage. They've already got 5,000 honor off of this war, basically. So another win would give them another 5,000, pushing them up to 70k. That would put them into the top 10 honor side for the top 10 kingdoms. So depending on how this war goes in the next few hours, it's very likely they could see a win here and show up on the top 10 charts. Great job, Beep and Hurt. Ellis is the worst at war. You would know, as you are the monarch posting the message. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Diablo. Hey, we know this Diablo kingdom versus Utopian Excuses. We know those guys too. Alright, looks like Diablo's down one. I really like this Diablo kingdom. They look cool. They got cool names. I really like Diablo. Diablo's awesome. I mean, what more is there to say? I hope these guys stick around more. It's a pretty sweet looking kingdom. It looks like they're always going in and out of wars. So that's exactly what I want to see. Damage wise though, it looks like they've taken a little bit more damage than the Utopian Excuses. Definitely down on acres and definitely down on honor. Before even looking at the charts, I can tell you it looks like Diablo's not doing so well. Let's take a look here. Utopian Excuses. Looks like they've just flipped the land around. Diablo going in a much bigger kingdom. Wow, yeah, it looks like, wave over wave, Utopian Excuses is doing a great job at just, dominating their opponent here. Let's take a look at the land side of things. Yeah, we can see it's some deep chains here, some serious damage done on Diablo Kingdom here. Just looking at the changes alone, pretty significant differences. You can see more provinces damaged in the 100k range, 200k range, and even one in the 300k range. So Utopian Excuses is doing a great job controlling this war so far at land, net worth, and on the honor side of things. They came in slightly smaller and they've done a great job. Again, similar to the last one, they haven't taken nearly as, they've only taken half as much honor so far, but still, at this point, to walk away with 5,000 honor extra on top of this would be a nice little win for them. Utopian Excuses, you could very likely have a win coming your way. Great job to both sides though. Tugly Woods versus Sway Salutes Carrie. Wonder what's going on with Carrie. Probably just awesome or something. It looks like Sway's going in 2 provinces short. Holy cow, only Avians and Elves. Alright, I'm sure that's working very well for them actually. Avian seems to be one of the number one picks for the top performing war kingdoms, most likely due to their marching time. You're looking at time somewhere around 8 hours to 11 hours roughly, with racks if you have them. So definitely a powerhouse combo, and if you can actually be around to do all those attacks and have your mentor coverage set up, you can do well. Lots of dryads and elves on this side. Let's take a look at the land side of things, see what's going on here in this war. Looks like Tugly Woods is taking a significant amount of damage. Sway seems to be doing extremely well, probably why they're saluting Carrie. Land side of things, Tugly Woods looks like they converge one time. but I doubt Tugly Woods will be able to pull back before min time even and create any kind of convergence. I mean, look at the amount of damage here. They've gone from the 10 million mark here when the war basically started. They're down here below the 8 million, so that's like, again, 2 million, just over 2 million damage so far in the last 2 human days, let's say, or 35 hours. So extremely well done, Sway. Whoever's in charge of this is doing extremely well, leading this war, especially since you guys are 2 provinces down. We don't have too much experience or know who Tugly Woods is really, so it's hard to say what kind of opponent they really are, but they got a cool banner, cap with shiny eyes. Kind of makes me think of a few people that it might be. You know who you are, but I won't say it out loud just in case they want to still remain hidden. But Sway definitely taking advantage of their position here. You know, they haven't walked away with too much honor out of this yet, but again, you know, about 2.5k is pretty good pre-end of war bonus. So Sway definitely looks like they're cruising towards a victory here. Tugly Woods, I don't think you're going to be able to stop these guys, especially considering the position you're currently in right now, and the fact that these avians can still just continue to steamroll all of your provinces as long as they can maintain their offense. Great job, Sway. Always a strong showing. Love the comments you guys have in the forums. I love when you guys reach out to me because you do all the time. Some of your members just have sweet profile pics as well. That alone just makes me want to like play with you guys, but I definitely like warring you guys, so it'd be awesome to see you guys more on the field of war. So hopefully you get a win there and you can join us, you know, maybe for a last end of age war or something, or who knows. We'll see what happens. Lots of things change at the top very quickly, so we'll see where everyone is at. War Greed versus Deep Fried Combat Chicken. Wow, that's interesting. We got a half and half showing here. They're doing very well, damaging each other on the acres, but honor side of things and net worth side of things kind of tells me Deep Fried Combat Chicken is going to walk away the victor here. Quick look at the land side of things. Yeah, I mean, War Greed looks like they're in trouble. Alright, land side of things. Deep Fried Chicken controlling land, but also a little bit fatty. Some nice convergences here on the net worth side of things. Deep Fried Chicken came up to meet a much, a little bit of quite a bigger, you know, a little bit of a bigger opponent almost. Looks like 750k larger roughly than they were at the time. They had a nice convergence here on the first wave, took them down, and they've actually done a nice job maintaining their position here, considering how much damage they've actually done. Again, you know, we're looking at an opponent that's at about 10.5 million here, and after 33 hours you've dropped them about 2 million net worth. So excellent performance so far. Let's check out the honor side of things. Looks like one province short, of course, on War Greed, so Deep Fried Chicken should have a strong performance here, and of course they're doing well on the honor side of things as well. Looks like they're getting close to that 5,000 mark. They've definitely been up there in terms of the 5,000 honor that they've taken so far from the enemy and from this war. So excellent work to everyone there. Let's look at the next one. We love docking. I wonder if that's supposed to say ducking versus Drunken Mistakes. Looks like we got another uneven war here. Not too many even wars. It'd be nice to see, you know, even kingdoms going up against each other. But I mean, you know, that doesn't mean that having less means you're going to lose necessarily. We've already seen some victories from kingdoms with less players or less provinces. Again, just looking at the numbers, it looks like We Love Docking is in a little bit of trouble. Not a huge amount, but they've lost a ton of net worth and a ton of acres as well. Not a ton of honor though, which leads me to believe that, you know, there's a little bit more of a battle going on than we can really see here. Looking at the inside of things, if the game will continue to load. I know it just ticked, but that was 4 minutes ago. Come on. Unless there's really nothing going on here. There can't be. There's got to be something going on. There we go. Just need a little bit of an extra push. Let's go back to the land side of things. Alright, land side of things. Drunken Mistakes. We Love Docking. Alright, Drunken Mistakes in control of land here. If anything, a bit fatty right now currently. However, they are doing a nice job damaging their enemy. I mean, it looks like, you know, we got an 8 million opponent here, who is currently approaching the 2 million damage mark here, closer once they go below the 6 million net worth line. But again, they're definitely fighting hard, because that honor number is not as impacted yet. So let's see what the honor side looks like, and I'll give us some idea. Wow, very strong performance here from both sides. It looks like Drunken Mistakes is still just managed to converge and take it away now. I don't think We Love Docking is going to be able to pull back on this one. Great war, guys. Alright, Nuts going to war versus Honor and Glory. So far it looks like both sides are fairly equal, but Honor and Glory may be at a slight disadvantage currently, just based on those first few numbers. I don't know how they could be, though. They're up 4 provinces, but still doesn't look like it's going in their favor. Maybe just they have inactive provinces, that's all I can say. Not too much to look at in this war here, but it looks like Nuts going to war has a good chance of winning this one, because I don't know if Honor and Glory... no, well, I mean, the Honor and Glory is probably going to win this one, but you know, Nuts going to war seems to be doing a little bit more damage. So I mean, if they can continue on that path and keep plugging away, I mean, they might have a chance of victory. But definitely looks like Honor and Glory has a strong lead and a strong presence, so they'd really have to foul up to let this victory go away and let Nuts going to war take the win here. Let's move on to the next one, Addicts versus Monsters. 8 hours in, so I don't know what the heck we're going to see here, except a good performance by Addicts so far, taking land away from Monsters. Does that mean that they chained provinces? Quite possibly. It definitely looks like that's what did happen. Let's check the Monster side of things here. Looks like a bit of damage so far. Probably Monsters hasn't really had a chance to attack back. Looks like they just opened up right away, Adage, and started attacking Monsters. Monsters doesn't really look like they've done anything yet. Looks like they're almost like waiting for Adage to finish their wave before they attack or something, or they're waiting for their armies to get back, possibly from another hostile march that didn't hit Adage. That's possible that Adage went to war with them. Monsters had left relations open, so they had actually waved out maybe to another kingdom, and then that's why it looks like Adage is having such a strong performance here. But either way, Monsters appears to be in trouble. Adage doesn't appear to be fooling around, and I don't think they are, especially considering they have so many extra provinces. So I do expect them to win this war, and Monsters, you're going to get a firm beating from this one, that's for sure. Let's look at the last one here, 7 hours, Recruiting versus Happy New Year all. KD land side of things, I mean, again, what can we expect right at the beginning here? Happy New Year, kind of the bigger kingdom in control. No convergence here, not a good sign for Recruiting. Happy New Year looks like they've got a good strong position here. This is the military operation kingdom that we saw earlier. They are up 1 province. Whether or not that'll make a huge difference, I mean, it could quite possibly in this one. It could have, actually, considering how close they actually are. But it definitely looks like, you know, Happy New Year's is in a good position right now. Although the honor side of things kind of says a little bit differently. Recruiting is dragging them down on the honor side of things, so maybe Recruiting has a little bit more op power and spell power, whereas Operation definitely has a lot of attacker power. You know, definitely a lot of attacker power. But you know, humans, halfling elves, dark elves, they definitely have more TMs on this side, so that's probably why we're seeing a bit more of an honor swing. And then, of course, if you know, we see the enemy getting land fat, that's just an excuse and an opportunity to take some good honor away. And it looks like, you know, that's kind of the case. Happy New Year's getting a little bit fat here, and Recruiting is just using that enhanced TPA, WPA that they're able to throw around while the enemy gets a little bit fatty. But again, if you look at the enemy here, I mean, they were kind of bigger. They were bigger going in. They're still not quite where they're at. You know, they're down 5k acres since this, you know, looking at this graph. So we definitely have to pull their news to see what happened to that stuff. All right, everyone, those are the wars currently in progress. Thanks for everyone for watching. And again, you know, thanks to the MUGA team for getting the store out there for everyone who loves that MUGA merchandise. Everyone be sure to check out the forums. As I mentioned, Genesis is coming out hopefully soon. maybe before the end of the day even, but we got to test some mechanics on the Great Utopian War before we get going. Again, thanks Kage for your awesome news formatter and elite calc. It's definitely useful. And again, thanks for the blue theme GIMS. It's great. If you want, guys, you can grab that link from the description below in the video. And again, thanks so much for joining. Be sure to check out tomorrow. I'll actually be sitting with one of the leadership from the Enigma Kingdom, and we're going to be doing kind of like a kingdom profile, part of the new thing that the Writers Guild is working on. We're going to have a lot of more stories and content being released over the next couple of ages, Utopia related, and we have some bigger plans in the future. But in order to get a little bit more of a picture of, mental picture of the kingdoms currently in play for all the writers, we're doing these kingdom profiles. So hopefully we get more people signing up to do the profiles. Hopefully should be scheduling an appointment with or a meeting with Merciless to do one with them, but Enigma is currently up on the plate. Special thanks as always to Warbirds, Redbird specifically, for inadvertently signing up for the first one, which kind of sparked the idea and generated into turning it into something more. I've kind of always had plans like this in the past, but again, special thanks to everyone in the community that makes it possible. Lady Augustina for making the banners and everything, and everyone else on the MUGA news team, especially the MUGA team, for making all this possible, and of course you, the viewers, for checking it out. So thank you so much, everyone. This is your host, Win, signing off. We'll see you tomorrow.